Sneak and leave them, then I leave stranded. Be honest to me.
They take my kindness for weakness, still coming out strong. Still coming out strong. Still coming out strong. Take my kindness for weakness, still.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ooh, it's spooky tonight.
Why?
Happy Halloween, everybody. On Halloween.
Yes, it is.
Very good. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
Ernie.
We're putting our costumes on later. How are you going? What are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm wearing a mask right now.
Oh, man, stop.
Okay.
It. He's Shaquille O'Neal tonight.
Who are you going to be?
No, I'm wearing a mask too. I see. He's wearing a Kenny Smith mask, and I'm wearing a Shaquille mask.
Oh, man,
So
I got so confused.
Right,
Yes.
you didn't know.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm a little slow tonight.
I know.
Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Brooklyn Nets at Barclays Center. And for Brooklyn, they've started the season with 2 wins and 2 losses. Not stupendous, but there have been some positive moments in those 2 wins that they might be looking to duplicate here tonight. And you remember when LeBron first came back to Cleveland, there were some growing pains. Things didn't gel right away. But this is a team that knows what it's doing now, Kenny.
Well, it only took him about 2 months, honestly, Ernie. I mean, they went to the NBA Finals, so, yeah, the best in the East. These guys, LeBron, any team he's on, he's kind of like the Shaquille O'Neal of his day. Any team that he's on is going to be favored to win the NBA championship.
Well,
and I'm not kissing up to him because he's sitting on the other side.
Well, thank you, Kenny. But players like Kevin Love, they're adapted to their new roles. You have to give a lot of credit to the front office, too, finding role players that fit. Thank you for the compliment, Kenny.
Truth is truth, man.
That's it for us here as we send you to Kevin Harlan, the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I love you guys, too.
It's a love.
But it's a one-way love.
Thank you.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
18,000 fans and a chorus here in Brooklyn. It'll be the defending NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, he told me they're up against a team that really finishes strong at the rim, and he wanted to get that point across to his players. He wants them to rim with every bit of energy they've got throughout this contest. See if they're up to it, Kevin.
Thank you.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing to the womp drag. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Should've seen what I wore. I had a king and a party hat.
Here we go.
And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Cleveland. Inside, we got the tenacious Love and Thompson. Bledsoe is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's LeBron in at the 3 spot. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Thompson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties. And
now, here is Russell. Payne kicks to George. Stolen by Bledsoe. Oh, and here comes Kicks it out to Love. That's in. Assist from John.
Boy, it sure is a lot of watching Love outside shots. I mean, when he's hitting from deep, it opens for everybody.
Now, Russell. 15 points from him the last game against Washington. Fires for and it's in. Bounce off the right side. George has got his first basket.
Boy, just excellent. Busy from the in-between spots of the floor. Really fleshing out, balancing out, rounding out games.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness and the fearlessness to get on it.
Now, here is Russell. Pass to Kilpatrick. Offensive rebound. Bucket.
Ethic on display from staying active, making an impact on the offensive board.
James outside. And finished off.
And we've seen him do that before. Batter a defense by just exploding to the basket.
Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Russell against Bledsoe. Picked by Mozgov. 13 points last outing. Clock at 6. 13 feet away. Here's Payne and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss. And you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Now here's Rhodes. Love dishes to Bledsoe. LeBron outside. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Man, you got to respect and appreciate how polished LeBron is inside. I mean, he really excels at creating opportunities for himself close to the rim.
Here's George. And in the game with Washington, he did not play well. Kilpatrick passes to Mozgov. It's George on the wing. Picked by Mozgov. Shoots off the screen. The shot by George, no good. Cavaliers leading. Inside, here's Rose. It's deflected. LeBron against George. Launches it. And it's Kilpatrick missing.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
LeBron drives in. Kicks it out to Love. And there's the whistle. That goes on Adrian Payne. That's his first foul. Here's James. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Milwaukee.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
Stolen by George. Well, Clark, as we were just talking about, it's an early part of the season, and teams are still adjusting to the players they've got on these rosters. And if you're a coach, how worried are you about wins and losses at this point of the season?
Well, you're always conscious of wins and losses. That's what you're judged on. But you also have to be balanced in your approach, understanding it's a long season and that you're going to be foremanning throughout the season as a team coming together, and that takes time. You just can't rush it. So you can't major in the minors. You got to keep your eye on the big picture and keep working towards who and what you think your team can become.
They grab their own miss. LeBron kicks to Rose. This one for 3. The Cavaliers again can't hit. To the middle. Stolen by Bledsoe. The drive by James and the dunk by James.
And LeBron is a force rolling to the rim. When he's driving inside, he's looking for the punch.
The Nets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Picked by Mozgov. Russell passes to Kilpatrick. The 3 from George. Doesn't go for him. Good D by James. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
And there's no question that James is one of the best dunkers ever. A forceful finisher who loves showing off his athleticism.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Here's George, following the score by Cleveland. Just 5 on the clock. Picked by Mozgov. Steps back and shoots. And it's Kilpatrick missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Love kicks to Rose. It's a pick by Love. To the wing on the left. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Rose attacking. That falls. Great assist by Love. Rose has got his first points in this one.
How about the heart on display here tonight from Rose? Just flawless in his attack at the rim. Boy, it's tough to match his quickness.
Now here's Mozgov. Here's Russell. That's short off the rim.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game. Hey, but unfortunately, they came up empty.
Bledsoe outside. Love kicks to Bledsoe. To the paint. There's the dish to Rose. Bledsoe against Russell. And it's Bledsoe. That time on the assist by James. And now an 8-point Cavalier lead. Now George. To the left side wing. Russell dishes to Mozgov. Back to Russell. Over Bledsoe. And again, it's the Nets missing. Cleveland leading by 8. LeBron passes to Rose. LeBron against George. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That's on Adrian Payne.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets.
And James, a natural leader. Someone his teammates look up to, and he just has that commanding presence.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that lettuce at the line, man. Easy points available at the free throw line. You got to cash those in.
Black, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Now, here's Holmes. And the pass to Baldwin. 6 to shoot. Out to Smith. Out left to the wing. The 17-footer. The shot, no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
And this game kicks off a 4-game season series between the two teams.
Two conference foes, guys, looking to take game 1 tonight. Yeah, very interesting to see who can land the first blow.
Here's LeVert. 11 points for him in that last game against the Wizards in Washington. There's Hollis Jefferson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Nets.
And the one shot they've stayed away from tonight has been that long 3. They've been a little more consistent with their shot selection, not launching as many deep threes.
And while he's working on his shooting, Hollis Jefferson has shown an ability to create shots. Clark with his herky-jerky drives to the cup.
Kevin could not agree with you more. He is a bit herky-jerky, but that handle is tight, and that allows him to maneuver on the court as a playmaker.
Now, here's Holmes. Out to Shumpert. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. The 3. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. Nets trail by 8. Here's LeVert. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shoots from the right block. Lynn's shot is off. Cleveland's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Here's Baldwin, defended by Lynn. Smith. Here's Shumpert. Tries again. A nice shot by Baldwin. And the Cavaliers lead by 10.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Here's LeVert. Left side, Lynn. Rebound by Smith.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Holmes, that's a screen. Outside jumper. Ball stolen. Here's LeVert, guarded by Shumpert. From downtown. And it's LeVert missing. The Cavaliers leading by 10. To the right side. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Now we get a chance to check out Jeremy Lin. How he did last season. Averaged about 15 points a game. 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go. But I like what I'm seeing right now.
And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And so it's Brooklyn with it, down by 12. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And he gets the bucket. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And, you know, the mid-range, Jay, continuing to look better over time for LeVert. Showing real improvement in knocking that shot down.
Holmes, that's a screen. Here's Baldwin. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Baldwin's got his second bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. There's the pick. Just 5 on the clock. Here's LeVert. Good on the 13-footer.
Like the way LeVert controls himself, always under control, knows what he's looking for, takes his time, particularly when he's close to the basket.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Out to Smith. On the wing, Shumpert. Right wing. Here's Baldwin. Traps in the tray. Baldwin's got 7 points in the game.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. We come back right after this. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful.
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, the Cavaliers enjoying a nice lead here.
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
You know, Greg, I love watching this team get after it on defense. I mean, they play with a bit of edge and nastiness.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Hernan Gomez out there with Baldwin. Then there's J.R. Smith. Then there's Iman Shumpert. And it's LeVert missing.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Outside, Lynn. There's the screen. Second chance shot. A nice shot by Black. Black's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Brooklyn. Smith on the wing. Here's Baldwin. Out to Shumpert. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Nets trail by 13. Back to Lynn from beyond the arc. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Here's Baldwin. Cans the 12-footer. Baldwin's got 9.
They're up right now because he's been dominant on offense, and man, I like seeing him catch fire like this.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Kicks it to Lynn. From the baseline. He doesn't hit that one. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
This is definitely a day he'd like to forget. He just hasn't had the energy or the intensity to get it done out there. He's still scoreless.
Here's Baldwin. 26 points for him last game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. A couple blocks in that game as well.
The Cavaliers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. Mark, we've seen an influx of superb scorers in the recent draft classes. Any young player come to mind who could lead the league in scoring in a few short years?
Well, it's going to be a while as long as Kevin Durant is still playing, Kevin. I think he's the guy that can do it as easy and efficiently as anybody. But when you look at some of the young guys that may have that potential, certainly Devin Booker at Phoenix, love this young man. Stroke and demeanor and toughness on the offensive end. Markelle Fultz has a skill set that screams big-time score. Those two guys of the young group would probably stand out to me.
Right, you're right, Clark. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Here's Baldwin. Mozgov covering. They get it again. Here's Hernan Gomez. The layup off target. Nets trail by 17. Feeds it to Mozgov. Frazier kicks to Payne. And Payne shoots it in.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's space and then go and corral that backboard.
The shot by George, wide open. Makes it off the glass. 6 points for Adrian Payne.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Love with the screen on Frazier, and it's Bledsoe off the drive. Hernan Gomez kicks to Bledsoe. Love with the screen for Bledsoe. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Passes it to Baldwin. Three-pointer. And another miss by Cleveland. Nets trail by 13. Frazier outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Payne. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Here's Baldwin, defended by George. There's the pick. To the inside. Baldwin kicks to Bledsoe. Cleveland moving it around. Love, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
There's the pass to Kilpatrick. Payne in the post, working on Love. Payne can't hit. Cleveland leading by 11. Bledsoe outside. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Bledsoe's got his second bucket tonight.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more off the screen in that situation.
D'Angelo Russell's checked in for Brooklyn. Cleveland also making some changes. Thompson comes in for Hernan Gomez. And James subbed in for Baldwin. Screen by Russell. In the corner, George with it. Doesn't go that time. Good D by Thompson. Tries from 10. Rebounded by the Nets. Payne's got his third rebound tonight. And it's Russell in the corner. And again, no good by Brooklyn. LeBron outside. Thompson outside. He dishes it to Rose. The screen from Thompson. Rose attacking. He took good advantage of that screen. And the Cavaliers lead by 15.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
Screen by Russell. And they double up Russell. Mozgov down low. He's covered by Thompson. Mozgov with the bucket.
Nice little move in there. The ever-developing skill set of Timothy Mozgov.
Right side Rose. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Russell kicks to George. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. George has got 6.
There's only so much you can do against a guy like Paul George. I mean, when he's this deep inside, he uses his height and his bounce really well.
Bledsoe outside. LeBron James on the wing, defended by George. Hits the three-point bomb. And it's 8 points for Love.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Here's Kilpatrick. Rose with the double team. Outside Russell. Here's George. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
Boy, a nice show of strength that time from Paul George, absorbing the hit and still carving out space to get the shot to go down.
And that one misses. And you think back to the terrible broken leg Paul George suffered in the summer of 2014, Clark. How great has it been to see him back in peak form over the last couple seasons?
Oh, it's really been fantastic because I got to know PG in my time with the Pacers. He was drafted back in 2010 and obviously relieved that he's been able to get back to this level, put in a ton of work, and to see how quickly he bounced back to elite level player, I think that's the thing that's most remarkable to everybody.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Holmes checked in. And George kicks to Mozgov. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And George kicks to Mozgov. Outside Russell, 5 on the clock. Here's Kilpatrick, and again it's Brooklyn converting.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
James outside. Back to Bledsoe. Shoots the 3. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Bledsoe against Russell. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Holmes sets a screen. Rose kicks to James. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. James has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Here's Payne. Rebounded by Holmes. Cleveland leading by 13. James kicks to Rose. Mozgov with the block.
Timing and sneaky athleticism, Kevin, allowed Mozgov to get to that shot.
LeBron dishes to Thompson. Holmes passes to James. Over George. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Number 3.
Nets trail by 13. Outside, Lynn. And it's Jerebko, top of the key. Lynn against Bledsoe. Lynn kicks to Jerebko. It's good from long range. Jerebko's got his first 3 points of the game.
And the awareness from Lynn, outstanding. A true point guard who really sees the floor well.
Here's LeBron. He's off on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. It's off to Boston for him after this game as they take on the Celtics. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean, he just needs to settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself.
He's got his 4th free throw of the game.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And because he struggled with his free throw shooting so much last season, I thought he was hesitant at times to be aggressive. He wasn't looking to draw contact and was trying to avoid getting to the foul line.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Holmes. Jerebko can't get it to go. In the corner, it's James. Good on the triple. James has got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for Cleveland.
Man, it's so good to see LeBron James rise up with confidence from deep. That's a part of his game that he continues to improve on, and it's actually become quite efficient.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Derek, what's the most important thing on defense, and how does that impact the offense?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We were just contesting, getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got bigs that can run, shooters on the floor, so it'll open the floor up a little bit.
We'll see if you can keep the pace going in the second half, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 21 points and 2 assists. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters, and you got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Here's Bledsoe. They've got Mozgov. Paul George is out there with Payne. Then it's Russell. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Kicks it out to Love. For 3, Bledsoe. Cleveland gets it back. The feed to LeBron. Thompson, a screen on George. Bledsoe left side. Back to LeBron. Here's the 3. Won't go in for the 6th time in 14 shots tonight. He's made 8. Russell passes to Kilpatrick and misses it off the right side of the rim.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And James throws it down.
Yeah, I like how James takes it to the defense. Even if they're all over him, he just muscles it past them.
Now, here's George. Picked by Mozgov. Outside, George. He kicks to Payne. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Russell, no good. Cleveland leading by 16. Back to LeBron. Love with the screen for LeBron. Outside Rose. Dishes to Love. Back to Rose. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
And you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
Bledsoe.
Unfortunately, his shot has been everywhere, all over the place. Can't buy a basket. However, his teammates got him covered.
And that one's good. Russell.
Wow, that's real nice. I mean, D'Angelo really sets before he gets into a shot. Good use of pace there.
Bledsoe dishes to Love. Back to Bledsoe. He feeds it to Rose. Thompson sets the pick for Rose. Free throw line jump shot. And he overshot that one, missing.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Down low. Stolen by Thompson. And here's the fast break. Love leading the way. James, no good.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Just 4 to shoot. Mozgov kicks to Russell. Off target with his 3.
And, you know, 1 for 4, not a good start. I mean, they got to play with a little more energy this half.
And here's Rose. 7 points in the game. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Clark, you were a strong free throw shooter when you played. Why do some big men have such a hard time being at least serviceable at the free throw line?
Well, I'm not as big as some of the biggest guys that have the most trouble. Typically, you see guys north of 6'8", 6'9", struggling tremendously from the line in general. And because of that, I think sometimes it's the mechanics of shooting the ball, and big hands can sometimes be a hindrance to that. Oftentimes, it's a matter of how much do you work at it, and how soon do you start working at it. A lot of times, big guys tend to focus on their post moves and scoring the ball close to the bucket and not as much as shooting. But you're seeing more and more big guys with sweet strokes, and I think it's a matter of, again, basic fundamentals, mechanics, and then putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it.
The Cavaliers leading by 15. Thompson, a screen on Russell. Bledsoe against Russell. Rose passes to Love. Fade away. That one goes in. Love's got 10. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. George with the ball. Guarded now by Kevin Love. Here's Mozgov. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the basket. 8 points for him.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Shots good by Bledsoe.
And I tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game, and he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
Mozgov sets a screen for Russell. Mozgov up top, guarded by Bledsoe. Mozgov a screen on Bledsoe. Pass to Kilpatrick. Clock at 4. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist.
Bit of an oversized playmaking guard allows Russell to see over and around defenders. Great look there.
Thompson a screen on George. LeBron drives in and finished off by LeBron.
He has really shot the ball extremely well. We say day long.
Here's Kilpatrick. 7 points in the game. And it's George again missing. Cleveland leading by 17. Left side. Love outside. Back to James. Over George. And again, LeBron missing.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there.
George with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Fires from the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. There's the dish to Bledsoe. Thompson in the corner. Back to Bledsoe. Love with the screen on Russell. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Bledsoe's got 5 points now in the quarter. Nets trail by 19. Mozgov a screen on Bledsoe. Picked by Mozgov. Inside. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
The Nets making a switch here. Frazier's checked in. Then for the Cavaliers, Baldwin, who's checked in for James, and Smith subbed in for Rose. Bledsoe dishes to Smith. Pass to Baldwin. The screen from Thompson. Baldwin kicks to Bledsoe. To the paint. Here's Love, and the dunk by Love.
Well, I like the way they're sharing the ball, and Bledsoe right in the middle of spreading it around.
Brooklyn's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Screen by Russell. They set the pick. Left side, George. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And George really eats up opportunities to score inside because he's so creative in how many ways that he can score close to the basket.
Brooklyn making some changes. Tarek Black, he's checked in for Mozgov. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Payne. And it's Jeremy Lin in for D'Angelo Russell. Passes to Baldwin. J.R. Smith on the wing. Left side, Love. Cleveland moving it around. Just 5 to shoot. Puts it up from 12. Out to Smith. Here's Baldwin. And it's off from three-point range. Nets trail by 16. Outside, Lynn. On the wing, George. They set the pick. Frazier with it. Picked up by Love. From outside the arc. A shot by Frazier, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 16. Frazier covering. Love the pass to Smith. Here's Baldwin. In it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
Kicks it to George. Frazier right side. The shot's good on the assist by George. Frazier's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Well, one thing about Paul George, outstanding length for a wing. Clark, he's listed at 6'9", but he's grown since he came into the league, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've had debates about that because I'm about 6'8.5" or so, and I kind of look at him eye to eye, but he feels like he's taller than me, so we'll go with PG on that one. But he's also added some muscle too, Kevin, and that's helped him at both ends of the floor. He's a lot stronger and able to play through contact as a result of it.
Love kicks to Baldwin. Hits it from three-point range. Baldwin's got 14 points for the game.
Boy, Kevin Love certainly is one of the best passing big men in the league.
Outside, Lynn feeds to George. Frazier outside. Good chance here for George. And it's George again missing.
No other way to say it. Flat out bad defense. Didn't even contest the shot. Lucky for them, he misfired on it.
An easy 2 points on the layup. Baldwin's got 7 points for the quarter. Nets trail by 18. Frazier kicks to George. Outside, Lynn. The pass to George. Down low. The kick out to Frazier. Here's Lynn. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Smith dishes to Love. Pass to Baldwin. Here's Zizic. And that one is hammered home.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
The Nets have gone 7 for 16 the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Out to the wing. Black kicks to Frazier. Outside, George. Will it go? And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Baldwin's got his 4th rebound in this one. Frazier covering. It's hauled in by George. George has got 3 rebounds now in this one. There's 38 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Black. Banked in off the glass. Black's got 6 points.
And that's exactly why you got to box him out, because when you don't, that's what happens. He burns you on the glass.
Here's Baldwin, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. They set the screen. Frazier with it. Lynn, that's a 2-pointer. That shot, no good. It could go. That one doesn't go. And so it's Cleveland closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Barring a disaster, it would appear they've got this game in the bag. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. Nets trail by 20. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. We've got Rashawn Holmes. He's out there with Hernan Gomez. Baldwin out there with Iman Shumpert. The feed now to Uretko. The 3-pointer off the mark.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Cleveland moving it around. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
Back to Lynn. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's LeVert. The Cavaliers pull it in. Holmes got his 3rd rebound on the night. Defended by Lynn. Fires the 3. Holmes can't get it to go in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Over to the wing. There's the pick. And Bain now top of the key. Lynn from long range. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Cavaliers leading by 22. Here's Baldwin, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
And there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That's his first foul. Mark, the current era is so connected to fans through social media. Just how much has that changed the NBA, do you think?
Well, I don't think it's just changed the NBA. It's changed our society and culture at large, and it's here to stay. I just like to see people productively and fruitfully use social media. And I would like to see less of the vitriol and hatred that is afforded for people to hide behind with their negative comments.
Here's LeVert. His three-pointers off the mark. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. To the inside, and stolen by Payne. Here's LeVert. James covering. Puts it up from 15. Lynn's shot is off.
You know, Kevin, this team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Passes it to Holmes. LeBron James on the wing. Outside jumper. Out to the right wing. Kicks it out to James. Shot clock at 6. On the wing, Shumpert. From past the arc. Hits it from three-point range.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
Yeah, and you really can't afford those kinds of lapses. I mean, not when facing a hole or a deficit like this.
LeVert the pass to Payne. Here's Kilpatrick, guarded by Shumpert. Off the pick. And the basket by Kilpatrick.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Lynn with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. On the wing, James. And there's the pass to Hernan Gomez. Back to LeBron. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. He's guarded closely. Rejected by Payne. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Brooklyn making some changes. Mozgov comes in for Urebko. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Jeremy Lin. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Shot clock at 2. On its way from Rose for 2. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
You know, that's not how you screen for your guys, but ultimately they still found a way to come away with the hoop.
Picked by Mozgov. There's Russell with the 3. Connects from three-point range.
And you can call him 3-Angelo. I like that because he's going to be doing this for a long time. 3 deep for 3-Angelo.
It'll be fun watching him, you're right. There's Rose with the 3. And no good that time. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Pass to LeVert for the 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
The screen from Thompson.
Rose, 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 Rose.
Over in the corner, Rose. That doesn't go either for Rose.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Picked by Mozgov. Back to Russell. Here's Kilpatrick. He dishes it to Mozgov. Over Thompson. Mozgov's shot is off. The Cavaliers leading by 21. James kicks to Rose. Here's LeVert. James covering. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game. Cavaliers making a switch here. Love's checked in.
Kevin Love.
Here's LeVert. He kicks it to Mozgov. Another miss by Mozgov. James left side. It's a pick by Love. Now here's James. He's covered closely. And it's good off the glass. James has got 27 points.
And the fact that James is so aggressive here, constantly looking to score when he's in rhythm.
Now Russell. Mozgov a screen on Thompson. Here's Russell. And Thompson sends it back. James outside. And the dunk by James.
And you got to get out in front of James in transition. When you don't, he will punish you with that speed.
Brooklyn's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Back to Russell. Launches it. Drills it from outside.
You know, leaving somebody that wide open is not prudent. I mean, you got to expect to get burned when you put that kind of effort forward.
Well, Clark, you've been in the booth for so long, but I have to ask, have you ever toyed with the idea of coaching or working in some team's front office? I know you did briefly for the Pacers.
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it. I was working in player relations, player development with our guys off the court, and loved it. But it just wasn't something I could sustain at this season in my life. Not interested in coaching. I've never really been, because my career path went towards broadcasting right after I got done playing, and I paid my dues and have grown in this profession. And I would want to do the same thing in coaching, and I just don't have enough time in front of me to do that. So I'm happy to be around the game in this capacity. Coaching never lets up. I get an off season as a broadcaster.
Yes. Mozgov up top, outside Russell. No good on the triple. The Cavaliers leading by 22. Outside Rose. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game. He hit a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Kilpatrick passes to Mozgov. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 5. Picked by Mozgov. Here's Kilpatrick. Good D by Thompson.
When he's got that kind of positioning, he's got to score it. Got to score the ball from there.
Here's LeBron. Dishes it to Rose. And Thompson kicks to Rose. Mozgov with the steal. Bledsoe against Russell. He feeds it to Mozgov. Here's the screen. And Russell gets it to go on the assist by Mozgov. Mozgov's got his 3rd assist on the night. On the wing, James. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And that's just all about positioning. He gets boxed out, can't fight around it, and gets the over-the-back call.
I thought maybe with a little more hustle, he might have been able to get around him, but he was just a step late.
George is checked in for LeVert. Cleveland also making some changes. Zizic comes in for Kevin Love. And Smith subbed in for LeBron. Kevin Love's checked in for the Cavaliers. LeBron comes in for J.R. Smith. Thompson, a screen on George. James kicks to Love. They need this one. Payne grabs the board.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Outside for George. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 3 assists now in this one.
And that kind of awareness from George is really exceptional, catching the defense flat-footed by rising up immediately on the catch.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Cavaliers.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for LeBron.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Frazier the pass to LeVert. They set the pick. Frazier outside. 6 to shoot. Keeps it alive. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
One of the things you love about Hollis Jefferson is his activity. I mean, he impacts the game really without having plays called for him.
Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Cavaliers lead by 18.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified. Great effort.
Frazier the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shoots it up. Black, no good. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. LeBron, what was the defensive focus individually and as a team, and how do you think you guys executed?
It's a tough team to guard off the bounce. They're so athletic, they're so quick, but it's a good job by all of us defensively, and it's always good to get a win on the road.
Road wins do tend to be more precious. Thanks, LeBron. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.